Secretary General Kofi Annan. 2020 August 28th, Alisa Hotel event of all time, bringing all leaders together, ministers of state, parliamentarians, government officials, royal majesty, queen mother. Award categories include Honor of Distinction, Global Service, the King's Golden Honor, Companion of Honor, the Royal Mother's Honor, the Global Public Achievement, and the SB.
Dr. Fajoy, 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 Mama, Mama, Fajoy, Mama, UNA, 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 Mama, Mama, Mama. On that note, hey, Dr. Fajoy, you the big man.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Television show. All the pictures exclusive. And once nobody see all day
there. Yeah, there might be hard guy.
You know, some people that pictures don't come out here. Pictures all day.
Award, first of all, before we begin all this GFA and Messi business, we are going to award a guy. Okay, George, please do us the honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, now members of the diplomatic corps.
Hold on, please. Let's set the foundation properly.
Yes, please.
Blueprint reality.
Joy 99.7 FM.
3, 2, 1, action.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first award goes to a very distinguished gentleman for helping the UN, pushing so hard the policies of the UN. Ladies and gentlemen, Hans Mensa, and the 4 Development Journalists of the Year. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
There's like putting a turtle on top of a tree.
Oh.
For his prize, you received 2 plates of rice. Gary, which award do you have there?
Now, for this, no, I have to read a citation that accompanies.
Please do that for me. Very important, please.
All right. So, Hans, for Development Journalist of the Year, each year, the Joy Sports First Take Achievement of the Year Award, Development Journalism edition, gives a citation that recognizes an outstanding personality or service that exemplifies the Ministry of Joy Sports commitment to carry on the vision of Ghana and compassion of healing. Now, the achievement citation is being given to you, Hans Mensah Kofi Duobuo Ando.
Oh, put your hands together. Oh, Dennis, put your hands together. Come on.
For blazing the trail.
Oh, yeah, blazing the trail, man.
And firing the path.
Ouch.
And being able to cross the Rubicon.
Aye.
Just like the Greeks did. You say? God, let's edit it. For being able to cross the Rubicon and crossing carpet and making sure that future generations will follow in your path. And so for that, we shall duly award you. Hans Mensah Ando, you are a celebrated man, and we consider you a prime asset.
Thank you. My award, is it a bottle or
2 plates of rice?
2 plates of rice.
And then one shiny bottle.
I like horsemanship.
The UN transfer, or the UN most wonderful, most waited, most anticipated transfer of the year has finally happened. Kai Havertz to Chelsea. This deal was done 17 days ago, and we have waited for it to be done again. Now it is done. Officially, Kai Havertz is a Chelsea player. Thank you very much.
If he were walking from Bogatanga to ESF like he catch.
He was waiting for Messi to make his mind.
Anyway, it's a Friday. We just like to what do we put it? How do you say it? We just like to just keep it easy here on Joy FM after all the political talk and the seriousness of Ghana Connect. 60 minutes after 7 here on 99.7 FM. Please, if you consider George Addo and Gary Al Smith to also get some of the awards, kindly let's know which category you think we deserve. Look, we have served this nation great and this world. Look. Do you know what we have done?
And the fact that we even run UEFA Champions League commentary. This ties in the sporting agenda of the UN.
Look,
why should we be left out of this?
That is SDG 5.
Thank you.
The Sustainable Development Goals 5.
Look at the work you have been doing for UNICEF yourself.
Look at
UNICEF.
This was the 7th edition of
So can you imagine 7 times you have done this? You have held this award ceremony. You've not been
the 8th edition.
Yes,
you understand? We have to be part. Look, I have been working for UNICEF since November 2016.
And didn't even mention your name.
No, I don't feel affronted.
You're affronted by that.
I don't feel affronted. You say
your award is special.
No,
next year award winners will get Kantanka car.
They will chase you.
That one.
Yes.
Do you know that one of the car makers this week? I think it was one of the television makers or the electronics makers. They made a TV that at one of the TV makers, a smart TV that can go off when you clap. Now, how long ago has Kantanka done this? Kantanka did do this in the time he had Ikidi.
The only problem with the clapping one, the Kantanka one,
you have to blow air.
You see, that's the problem with the Kantanka, those ones. My problem was because if some church day your place all night, they go make your TV go off and on. As they start to sing the club, your TV they go, your cars they move, everything.
So if you think George or I also deserve one of the awards, that Hans won the Development Journalist of the Year. I mean, just 0244340437.
Just nominate.
Now, which award do you think Leo Messi should also get for the U10? The sensational U10. Now that he has decided, despite his 2-0, and the pa. Messi has made a U10. We're going to talk about how it's going to impact Barcelona's season, if at all, and also about the Ghana Football Association. As you know, they had their congress this week. There was a lot that was spoken about. But Hans, let you have the first crack at it.
First crack, you have Messi.
What is it?
The crack is there.
Kuku from Taifa says, "Hey, you guys are making my evening. I laugh that. Charlie, how for do? Charlie, Ghana issue. Winya, share.
Relax.
Charlie, now COVID has come. COVID has gone. These days, that we did, other political issues, Charlie. Voter this one, registration, the election is coming. Hot.
You can do only one at a time. You can either laugh, drink beer, or chew pork. One at a time.
look, we can only have one pandemic at a time.
Oh, yeah.
You see, so we are deciding that this is ours. Hans, so now the GFA thing. Obviously, the big thing was the amount that they were paying themselves.
Yes.
So if you are listening and you don't know what happened, I mean, the GFA went to Congress, which is the highest decision-making body, and they tabled before Congress, many things. But we'll be going through the ones that took the headlines, and it included the fact that they wanted their allowances, their monthly allowances, increased by certain percentages. So, of interest was the fact that the GFA president's allowance moved from
880 so
to 12,000. And people feel that is too much. But others also argue that, look, if the GFA are going to superintend over a budget of 71 million Ghana cedis,
12 million US dollars.
12 million US dollars. If they are going to superintend over 12 million US dollars, it stands to reason that the persons who are going to control that money should be well paid. Hans, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to look at the size of the budget that they presented. I don't know which one motivated which one. Is it a salary that they thought of before thinking of the 12 million? They thought of 12 million and realized that, look, we are going to be behind such a huge amount of money. We might as well try to earn, huge sums in allowances. But my first thought when, I saw the figure was that this is quite unrealistic, because you have to look at the various sources of revenue for the Ghana Football Association and the potential figures that will be coming in from those sources.
Yeah.
If you look at what they are getting from FIFA, 1.5 million US dollars. If you look at what they are getting from sponsorship, I think that the Start Times deal is what they reviewed it to. Is it 5 million?
5 million
a year? A year, for the next 5 years or so. So
I think 5 million for the next 5 years.
For the next 5 years, so 1 million. So you add that to that, and you are looking at 2.5 million on the table. The various sums that they are going to get in from the FIFA, the various FIFA, goal projects. Let's even assume that they are going to be doing 3 in a particular year at $1 million each. Okay, that's 3 million. You add that to it, you are looking at what, 6.5 million or 5.5 million. How much really do they get from the Ghana Premier League in terms of match day revenues, the percentage that it goes to the Ghana Football Association? How much did they get in terms of player transfer and all of that? 12 million, in my opinion, is a bit unrealistic, unless, of course, there are other sources that some of us do not know. Again, we do understand that certain funds have come into the Ghana Football Association because certain considerations have been made as a result of the difficulties presented by COVID-19, and so a lot of requirements have been overlooked. For some of the monies that they've assessed this year, they ordinarily would have been required to meet certain requirements that have been waived, and so those monies have been given to them without really meeting those requirements. So where are they going to be getting the $12 million from? Let's even move away from that. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they can actually, mobilize those funds to run the activities of the association. Now, to think that on face value, and for me, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Whenever I talk about the fact that what will be given to Kurt Okraku going forward is a 300% increase from what Kwesi Nyantakyi was earning. The first question is, how much was Kwesi Nyantakyi earning?
Yeah.
It was about 4,388 or something around that figure. And then you have Kurt Okraku coming in to earn about 12,000 Ghana cedis a month in allowances. Let's also mention, to be fair to the FA, they scrapped the ex-gratia that was being paid, to members of the association.
Yep.
But then again, to jump from 4,000 to 12,000, that's a mammoth leap. I think that they could have gone steadily, increased it steadily as the years go by. Now, if you calculate the 12,000 for the president of the Ghana Football Association over the next 4 years, you are looking at over 500,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah. You're looking at over 5 billion old Ghana cedis. So that for me raises some eyebrows. Again, I heard Frederick Moore, the man who led a 3-man committee that proposed these figures, justifying it on the basis that these people are going to be expected to meet certain targets, if you like. Then you begin to wonder, what are those targets? Because they went to Congress. Okay, those targets should have been made clear to members of Congress as a basis for proposing that. So we expect them to do A, B, C For that reason, we feel they should be motivated enough to be able to achieve those targets. There was no such thing at Congress. No targets were set for them. Rather, they are looking at the promises that he, Keto Kweku, made in his manifesto and has gone about the country reiterating as the targets that they have set for him and they expect him to meet. So here I am wondering, you are paying somebody who has set targets for himself. But the normal thing is that you have to peg what you are paying the person against the target that you are setting for the person. Because the target must justify how much you are paying, for which reason, if he's not able to meet the target, then you also think about voting the person out. And so, how they came by that figure in itself, I think a lot of explanation need to go on. Look, the Ghanaian football economy, okay, and I emphasize again, the Ghanaian football economy is not that lucrative. I mean, we know the struggles of clubs in this country. We know how juvenile football is suffering. Our national teams go to camp, and when monies are not coming in from government, the FA doesn't have money to be taking care of the national team. Yeah. We know. You understand me? And so you have to look at the bigger Ghanaian football economy. We're here having conversations about how much Ghana football contributes to the national GDP. Nobody knows. We don't know these figures. They are not readily available. But what we do know from things that go on in the Ghana Premier League, referees are owed for some of them for years, and they don't get it. Okay, clubs are struggling to pay players. We know all of these things. And so, if we go about throwing about some of these sums, 12,000 Ghana cedis, and the part that gets me is that Frederick Moore made a point that they looked at how much certain top executives are earning at certain corporate institutions. Yes. And then they made those comparisons and came by that figure. It doesn't wash. Look, if you look at some of the companies that are paying that much as even monthly salaries of some of these executives, you ask yourself, how much are they earning? What industry are they operating in? How much is that industry worth? Yeah. On an annual basis. What are the targets for those executives? For which reason they are being paid those figures that they are being paid? And then compare it to the Ghanaian football economy and tell me that Ghana football is making more money than this industry. And that if this person who is the CEO of this company is earning this much, then it's a justification for Keto Kweku to be earning 12,000 Ghana cedis monthly. There are people, you see, sometimes when you get to the top...
But you see, how much is 12,000 cedis in dollars?
Yeah, but you see, you have to peg it again. I come back to the point.
Hans, how much is 12,000 cedis?
Ordinarily, okay?
Yes.
It's probably chicken change.
Yes.
But again, you have to look at the Ghanaian football economy. You have to look at the fact that, on the average, the people, the main actors, the players themselves, how much are they earning? Really?
Yeah.
How much are they earning? You understand me? You have to look at the fact that juvenile football is suffering. Okay? Give 5 billion to juvenile football today and see the things they'll be able to do with it. Mm-hmm. I have been to the Greater Accra Regional Football Association Secretariat. Go there and see. It's an eyesore. It's not a place where you'd want to go. If we take pictures and put it on the internet right now, the backlash that the FA is going to receive. And yet the excuse is that they don't have money. So in such a football economy, if you can find money and pay the man at the top, and see, and that's the point I was making before. Sometimes people get to the top and they lose touch with the realities on the ground. Guess who got up at Congress and spoke against it? Alhaji Gunsa. Yeah. You know why? Because he's a man on the ground. He's a man who lives the day-to-day reality of running a football club in this country. He knows the struggles of players. He was one of the people who were excited that the league was cancelled because his club was suffering. He's not able to pay players. Yeah. But you've got people at the top of the chain who have suddenly lost track or lost touch with the realities of Ghana football on the ground, and so we find every monkey reason to justify paying that sort of money. One, the fact that we are moving from 4,000 to 12,000 for me is problematic. A 300% increase in this football economy just doesn't make sense.
Okay, so you've made that point and you've explained interestingly. George?
Yeah. So I was looking at the numbers. I'm taking this to an interesting angle. When you do the calculation for the president, yes, Dr. Pounce is here because Messi is on the agenda.
Oh, right. We'll get to Messi.
We'll get to Messi shortly. Now, Gary, if the Ghana Football Association president after his tenure, was taking about 500,000 Ghana cedis. I've done the tabulation as well for his vice president. At the end of the tenure, he's also taking about 336,000 Ghana cedis. Then the ESCO, remember that each member is taking 4,000 monthly allowance. If you put that together, there's 240,000 times 8, which is 1,920,000. If I put together, it is 2 million, all of them. So if I'm putting together, before they leave office, it's 2,756,000 Ghana cedis. Now, this is where I have a big problem. An ad hoc compensation committee has worked out figures and sent those figures to Congress. It is on the Congress grounds, or at the Congress grounds, that the members or the delegates at the Congress must fight this if they have done this calculation and it's before them. How can we end up with just Alhaji Grusa? Because am I right to say he's the only guy? Because on record, he's the only one we heard.
Yeah, he's
the only guy who stood up and said this was too much. Kumsin also did.
Kumsin.
Okay, Isaac Kumsin also did.
Odiana.
Yes. So my point is, how did the majority of Congress allow this to go through? I can understand all the analysis about others are doing this and other figureheads are doing this, but it comes down again to what are we doing? How much money does the Ghana Football Association itself generate as we're going? It's good to hope that, oh yeah, you can raise $12 million, but we know how difficult it is. Since they came into office, it's been difficult to take it. But I'm not going to leave this at the doorstep of Keto Kreku, or I'm not going to leave this at the doorstep of Randy Abbey. I'm leaving this at the doorstep of Congress. Because that is why it was a proposal before it came to Congress. So Congress is the body that can put things in shape and say, no, this won't work. But you had minority, few, coming out to complain, and now they have accepted it. So it is difficult now to even blame the leadership that this money has been agreed and this is what they are taking, because Congress had the opportunity to say no, this is that. Let's at least start with 100% increase, which I thought makes sense. Then as you are going on, once there's more money coming in the association, once you are realizing your budgets and your revenue, the targets that you have set, then you can go on increasing this. But you have gone ahead before you start creating and producing the revenue that you're looking at for. Even the results. You have gone ahead. But this is not only something I'm blaming the leadership for. I am blaming Congress as a whole for allowing this to happen, because they have allowed this to happen. We are ready to spare close to 3 million Ghana cedis over the 4-year period for the leadership of the Ghana football. And you see, there's a reason why this is called allowance. Because truly, as an FA president, there's a lot more that comes to you. As an executive, there's a lot more. And FIFA knows these things. That's why they don't say salary. No, we haven't gone to sitting allowances. We haven't gone to the goodies of the job. I have not been. I haven't been an FA president before, but I know that there are nice things that come alongside. And we know, and that's why they don't even want to pay you and give you a salary. So they call it monthly allowance.
It's ironic, Gary.
It is.
This week, or I think a couple of weeks ago, we've been seeing a trending story about the Ghana Football Association securing a bus for. Is this some training facilitators for them to be able to go? Yeah. You know how they came by that bus?
No.
Apparently, it was some support that UEFA extends to other associations.
Okay. The UEFA.
There'll be more support. You see, thank you for reminding me that. See, there's going to be more support. There's going to be money given to you by your mother bodies, because that's their job. And so, if there is money that you can create from the Ghana Football Association, you use it to help your clubs. But I am disappointed.
My point
in
is
Congress.
That, you see, that bus will probably, let's even, worst case scenario, cost us maybe 3 billion. Okay, worst case scenario, let's say it costs us 300,000 Ghana cedis to purchase that bus. Here we are, we've gone to appeal for it, it's been given to us. How would we see if UEFA gets to understand that over the 4-year period, the president of the Ghana Football Association and the other members of the executive committee will be walking away with over 2 million Ghana cedis.
0.78.
But I think that is very typical of leadership in our part of the world. We go pleading and begging for, support from other people.
From government, in this case.
And then when we have the opportunity to take prudent financial decisions to ensure that we're able to do some of these things for ourselves, we bottle it. You cannot mismanage your money in this manner and then go to somebody, pleading that somebody should buy you a bath and somebody should do this and somebody should do that. We're here. We've been talking about a certain number of balls that, and I made reference to it in my Monday afternoon pieces that I released.
Yeah.
We signed a deal with Macron,
yes.
correct?
Yes.
I understand we're getting about 6,000 balls over the period of the contract.
That deal safe.
We have Keto Kweku has us believing that he's going to spend another $100,000 on a certain number of balls as well. So you really wonder where some of these decisions are coming from. For a long time, somebody met me on the street and asked, is it true Keto Kweku will be taking home 12,000 Ghana cedis a month? I said, yes. How much was Kwesi Nyantakyi earning? I said, a little over 4,000. Hey, we moved from frying pan to fire. You realize the impression it creates. We are talking about a football association whose primary objective in the short term is to clean up their image. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Because if they don't, this wishful thinking of raising $12 million, it won't happen. Which corporate organization are you going to go to and then they'll hand over their money to the Ghana Football Association with such a tattered reputation? You have to fix your reputation. And this is not how you fix your reputation. Keto Kweku talks about being the game changer. Look, from 4,000 Ghana cedis to 12,000, it's a game changer. If that's the sort of game changing things that he's bringing, then we are in for a hard time.
And
really.
Gary, I don't want to sound.
Let's see if we can get comments. I mean,
yeah.
but just to be fair,
yeah,
there are those who have said that when it comes to corporate practice, I mean, Charlie, you have to pay the people well.
That is where that's where I come in. With those who say corporate practice. Now, I like the idea of corporate practice. I'm not against anyone making his money. I'm not against anyone having, a pay rise. It's all fine. But I'm saying that you have to look at your circumstances. If we look at the revenue these corporate bodies you are talking about are making, with respect to even where their monies are coming from, some are for God's sake government agencies where they are receiving monies from places and they don't have so many issues. You have got an association that you have actually got to grind or get sponsorship. And over the years, let me go back. We are here. Even in the few, why are we not playing football? Why are we not playing football? It's because we don't have money. It's because we haven't found money somehow to ensure that
you don't have a simple,
we don't have money.
You
see, you don't have money. So I'm saying, if you want to increase this, why do you go 300%? That's my point. Okay, so let's do 100%.
Move to 100%.
And then as we begin to realize that 12 million, then we start moving on.
A quick response to those who talk about corporate practices. Nowhere in the corporate world is people's, earnings not tied to how much they bring in.
Yeah.
You understand me? Or tied to a certain target. Look, I don't think that the CEO of any corporate organization is paid just, out of a vacuum. You are expected to deliver A, B, C, and D results. Within that result are revenue targets. Okay? It is based on those revenue targets and even the overall revenue that the company is expected to make or has been making over the years that they consider, to give you those sort of sums. Yeah. But you can't have a situation where a corporate organization is making, let's say, 2 million Ghana cedis a year. And then you have the CEO earning 500,000 Ghana cedis a year. It won't happen anywhere. So I'm saying that let's look at the Ghanaian football economy. How much is it worth? Again, what are the targets for Keto Kweku? How much is the administration expected to bring in terms of revenue? Then we can look at it and say, okay, well, they are going to be able to bring in maybe $15 million a year. Okay, let's run the numbers. Let's pay him this sum.
Based on what comes in. So that's a percentage.
Set targets. If he meets it, you increase it. If he meets it, what we've done, Gary, for me, I think that people are going to draw, and it hurts me that people are going to sit back and draw the conclusion that nothing has changed at the Ghana Football Association. Sometimes I wish I could argue when people start making some of these statements, but it's difficult. They are going to point you to a lot of things. Okay, and I've said it time and time again, Gary, you cannot change the face of Ghana football with hashtags and slogans.
Nice one.
The job day ground.
Yeah. Speaking of the job day ground, it's been interesting watching the grounds of this famous club as they've been looking to what's the word again? Jump over all the bad press in the last couple of weeks. FC Barcelona have been in it, they have felt it, and now they know it. But thankfully, they've come out of it a bit clean.
Accra Mall is a convenient location due to the fact.
Definitely not Accra Mall.
Accra.
Okay, all right. So we're looking to play the Barcelona anthem. The message: Kofi Ba Odro in London says, "I can't miss my best program of all time. Joy Fest take for the best UN Sports Awards of the year."
Accra Mall is a convenient location.
Okay, George Adu has loaded the wrong cue. But let's talk a bit about FC Barcelona. I mean, today, just about 3 hours ago, in fact, about 5 hours ago, the announcement came that Messi was going to, put out a statement in first. It was 30 minutes. Then it came to 15 minutes. Then it came to 5 minutes. And then the time was due. The message never came. So, and somebody made a joke on Twitter that, in Argentina, and just like in much of Africa, when they say 2 o'clock, they actually mean 7 o'clock. So it's Argentine time means something else. Okay. But eventually the message came. It came through a world exclusive from goal.com where he granted an interview speaking about his thoughts on everything that's happened with Barcelona. The interview was 100% in Spanish, so we'll just do some paraphrasing as well. Hans, George, you want to take a crack at it?
Maybe first you should talk about the journalist who had the interview.
Go ahead.
Go.com.
Yeah.
I mean, they approve Messi,
they have, this matter, be everywhere we talk about.
We should talk. They approve Messi.
Go are very pro Messi.
Go that, got to sit down with him and then, conduct.
When the world wants to hear from Messi and you're the journalist who's going to ask him the questions. My God.
That's a lot of...
That's big.
That's a lot of weight.
That's big, eh? Yeah. Salute to the journalist. I'll let Hans take first before I come. Hans first thing. Well, Hans is still thinking about Donny van de Beek and how they would... Well, Gary, it was an interesting one. I mean, if he ended up leaving Barcelona, well, that would have been an interesting story. But I thought just along the line, it was going to be very difficult to leave the club, and it was very likely to end in court. So there was a balance. And as we got the feed this afternoon, it was becoming clear that, the man was going to stay at Barcelona. So, some Barca fans are excited. Others are saying, what does Lionel Messi offer Barcelona in this last year or in the last few months that he's going to be with the club? I'm looking at the conditions and what Lionel Messi has been talking about. He has said, I love the club. This is not the way I want to leave the club. I'm ready to play for the club. But pre all of this, journalists who have spoken to him had indicated that the man, Messi, is not happy about a few things. One, the fact that his friends have been let out of the club the way they were. Those friends, like Luis Suarez, are not coming back to the club. That's one condition. Don't know how he's going to get back into the frame and do it, even though I don't doubt Messi's professionalism. I mean, or him being a professional. I know he's definitely going to get the job done on the pitch. But I'm talking about how do you make this man happy? Because the new coach, Ronald Koeman, has come in and has told the man, look, you're not going to be as popular as you were. You're not going to be as powerful as you were because we're going to cut some of the powers. You perhaps are not going to be given the opportunity to be deciding who should come to the club and who should not come to the club. And we have a coach in the shape of a man, Ronald Koeman, who knows how to call the shots. You have seen already the Dutch wave over this Barcelona team, and he is going to insist, I need this player, I need that player. If Messi shows up and misbehaves, you say Messi sits on the bench because and it's going to be like this. So my only question is, how does Messi go away from this? One other thing that Messi kept on saying is that this crop of players and this team had lost. They've lost the penchant to win, and he wants to win because he's 33, he's 34 next year. He needs to win badly. He needs to do something with the little football life left in him, and he wasn't willing to restart the project. But he's staying, whether it's against his will. It's not. I can't say it's against his will because he has said it's not against his will. He loves the club. It's not. But I can say for sure it's not under the best conditions that he would have loved this to be. And I'm ready to see how it goes. In any case, Messi would need to adjust himself and understand that this is a new project, whether you like it or not. The new project may not necessarily end in trophies. And Messi said somewhere in that interview that he's aware that you can go to the Champions League and lose games. But don't lose the games in the fashion that you have been losing games. But Messi, you are part of the team. So you have to calm down and try and gel with these boys. And be ready to accept whatever result, because we are starting all over again. It's possible that, in the 1 year, things may be rosy, things may be cool, and Messi may get to win the Champions League and all that he wants to win, and then we have a wonderful farewell for the Barcelona fans right at the Camp Nou and all of that. He plays his final game and says bye-bye to you all. Or it could also be the case where it's going to be tight, it's going to be difficult, they're going to be stuck in there trying to get results because it's a new team, they're new players, and they're rolling on. If Messi's okay with all of this and everything will be fine, we thank God for that. But I don't think it's going to be as smooth as we think it's going to be. And for a man who had decided to go, or who was on his way out, who has been somehow convinced to stay. I'm using the word somehow because if Messi was going to allow to go on a free, I think he would have gone. The truth is that the situation had made it difficult. That Messi, even if he wanted to go, he had to rethink. Because we're talking about a 700 million buyout clause that 2 sets of lawyers were ready to go and fight in court for. Barca will not allow him to go free. So it had to be, I think this has been a fantastic compromise. Messi says, okay, you there, hold on, let's see how it goes. Let me run through this and then come. So I wish Barcelona the best. I wish them all the best. I hope that this is a good final reunion and the best to come out of this. But there are questions to be answered.
The comments are plenty.
Yes.
That's why I needed time to get into this topic timeously so that we could cover the bases. Salif Mbusa says, before Messi, Barcelona won trophies, and after Messi, Barca will still win trophy or a trophy. He should be allowed to go and experience life elsewhere, having served diligently for years. Thoughts, Hans?
Yeah, I hear a lot of these comments from Barca fans, and for me, it's funny. Look, when you make a man the pillar of your club for that long, best believe when he leaves, you're going to feel the pinch. Yeah, maybe the La Liga, Real Madrid's transition at a point go so, or they may sneak in with a trophy here and there. But the reality is that the standards that Messi is referring to, which has dropped so badly that he wants to leave, will drop even further when he leaves. Because you see, if you look at the current Barcelona setup, in a bad game where they need one man to make a difference, it's either a free kick from Lionel Messi, a deadly pass from him to Luis Suarez to score, or he himself getting into a position to score. Point is that he makes a difference for Barcelona, even as bad a season as people may think that he has had. And so when people start talking about if he wants to leave, he should leave, well, he will leave next season or at the end of this season. And we are all going to see. The truth is that the guy wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But he
said that in the interview.
Yeah, I mean, he made it clear. If the issue about the 700 million had not been brought up, he would have left. Yeah. And that's the reality. What is sad for me is how Barca have treated him. Because you see, if I were Messi, I would also have decided, well, you know what they say, and drag it to court.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that if you look at when the season ended, by definition, it was around August because of COVID. So what if Messi had decided that, well, the season ends in June, technically. And so after June, when the Spanish La Liga was still in session, my season had ended. I was not going to play any further parts going forward for Barcelona. He showed good faith. Barca have shown him bad faith. And yet he still decided that he's not going to go down the legal route. I would have hoped that this would have dragged on for a while longer, because some of these legal precedents need to be set so that it becomes a guiding principle in future, occurrences. I think that Barca have been unfair to Lionel Messi in respect of this whole, issue. To try to force, I thought at the point Barca were going to say, okay, look, we won't enforce the 700 million in total. Okay, get a club that will pay 300 million and let's go with it. But to insist on the 700 million, without any form of compromise, for me is bad faith. It's unfair, especially given the fact that the guy stayed true to you even when, he could have decided not to continue by the end of June because the season had ended. He's gone through the season, things haven't gone right, and wants to leave because he feels that is the end of the season, and you want to enforce a technicality in his contract. He's been forced to stay, but what really are you going to get out of a player? We can say that he's professional and all of that, but he's a human being first.
Who is he talking about? Is he talking about Lionel Messi?
No,
he's the football god. I won't allow him to talk. You can't talk to what is he going to add? He's the best footballer in the world. He has done it all. If nothing else, he has the brand for the team. So
you also want
let me introduce Dr. Pounds. Hold on. Like I'm dealing with listeners here. You know, like this is Joy. Like discerning. Let me introduce you properly. So the person who is talking, he's Dr. Pounds.
Thank you.
He's Dr. Pounds. Yes.
Jete, that's the name.
The Jete. I mean, he's the host of a lot of things on Hit FM.
Hit Gallery.
No, not the other one.
Which of the?
Oh.
High Table or Kasahari?
High Table,
anyway,
Kasahari, yeah. The Kasahari name.
Kasahari be there. No, actually, I'm taking my listeners back to Hit FM. I'm on air. You know I'm on air. That's why I rush it. I realize that you people are talking about Lionel.
Hey, Asamo. And he's one of the biggest Barcelona fans.
Of course. Barcelona followed my old account, the one that was hard. I was the only person Barcelona was following me in Ghana. Yes, FC Barcelona was following my first ever Instagram account. Yes, and it was hacked.
So, Hits. Mr. Hits, Dr. Pounds. Yeah. Now that we've introduced you, Hans is making a certain point. I see you don't agree.
We were talking before even he got.
Okay, so I'm saying that Barca have been unfair to Lionel Messi.
Unfair on which aspect?
In trying to enforce the 700 million, I think that they probably should have come to a compromise where find a club that pays maybe 300 million and then leave as you wish. But to force him on the basis of that 700 million, when he could also have chosen after June to say that, well, the season ends in June, I'm done. Despite Barca having La Liga games and Champions League games to play, it's a bit unfair. And that's my point. And that if he leaves, Barca will struggle. You disagree?
If Lionel Messi leaves
next year, but you leave. Next year, at the end of the season, you leave.
We will struggle.
You will struggle.
Basics?
Because Messi is not there anymore.
Oh, but he was there when they scored us 8-2. He was in there. He was in there. You see, hold on. This guy has done it all for Barcelona. I don't know what else we want. But when it's brand, it's brand. It's good for him to stay. I knew he would never leave Barcelona. No, I know. If he goes next season, fine. By then, we'll find a replacement for him. And we can
find a Messi replacement.
Oh, yes.
Messi
yes, Ronaldo and Messi will ever retire from football. And when they retire, we'll get people, which we will appreciate.
But you don't replace Messi. You can't replace Messi.
What are you talking about? We will replace Messi. Okay. He's good, but we will replace Messi.
He's good.
You see this? He's very good. He's the world best. Yes, he's the world best. He's better than Ronaldo, but Ronaldo is a.
But even Ronaldinho was replaced.
You see, one of the people that I appreciate it.
Yeah, because Barcelona have replaced a lot of stars.
He was replaced. Xavi, Iniesta, and Co.
To Barca's credit, they've replaced a lot of stars.
Eto and all those people. We found a place to get them.
You replace Xavi.
But that position, we play 10 against 11. We play 10 against 11.
But you don't have a player. You don't player with the quality of Xavi.
Bro.
You're still missing.
You all sports presenters.
Yes.
Everybody has it. Ways to go around it. I enjoy listening to your commentary.
Yes.
Maybe I don't enjoy your analysis. Maybe I enjoy Hans' analysis.
Or something.
There's one way or the other. I enjoy how maybe you be able to control the panel.
Yes.
So it doesn't make none of you, weak or something, inferior or any other thing. Everybody has his own quality ways to do his own thing. So we've replaced every player, and this seat that you are sitting in, somebody will come and sit in, and will come. They will go. You Hans, are you even going?
It's a moving train.
Wait. Am I even going?
You know, Zion train is coming our way.
So with Lionel Messi, I mean,
when you replace him.
No, we replace him.
But it's not easy to replace Lionel Messi.
It's not easy.
We
will find a way around it. Sometimes
okay.
There are some music from certain artists which it's not good, but it's because of the brand.
You can find a way around it. The Barca brand is strong.
You manage it.
So you manage the Messi.
You will manage it.
Okay.
So have a big issue.
Why are you trying to tell me? Like, I don't like the fact that you want to tell me that Beyonce's music is not good, but we manage because it's Beyonce.
I'm not saying music. Anyway, I just had my award, and I think I need to let you.
You had the award.
I have it now. So I'm getting it. Yes.
Dr. Pounds has been given an award. I'll describe the award for you.
Yes.
The award is red, quite big. It hangs on walls, and every year you need to renew it with the Ghana National Fire Service.
Even if you haven't used it.
I am told that the botanical name is fire extinguisher.
Yes. Guys, have a great show. So,
Charlie,
I'm coming to later. Let's continue.
Yes, after
here.
In 6 minutes, we'll
come over.
Do FM listeners to go to Labadi Beach Hotel. Those of us who don't go to Labadi Beach, we'll come to Hit.
Yes, come to Hit.
Okay.
103.9.
Yeah.
I'm on right now.
Dr. Pounds.
Dr. Pounds, yes, the biggest Messi fan I know. Trust me.
My God. Oh my God.
Anyway,
football is passion.
Oh yeah, football is more this.
What did I read? I read a tweet somewhere. It says what rivalries that is the spice of
football or something.
Football or something. Okay.
Charlie, let's see if we have some comment hands. So you've heard Dr. Pounds. The point he's making is that everybody given time is replaceable.
Yeah,
Charlie.
They're all fungible, So I get that point, but again, it's Lionel Messi. Manchester United are still struggling to replace Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And we are not even talking about somebody who was on the field of play. He was in the dugout.
Yeah.
And if we are talking about a player who came in maybe 3, 4, 5 seasons and left, that's a different thing. But for the last decade, or for over a decade, everything has been built around Lionel Messi. And so when he leaves, I'm hoping that this 1 year that they've managed to get him to stay, they are going to use it to start thinking about how to play and achieve post-Messi.
Yeah.
Not just how to play, but even how to go about the way they've marketed their brand. And I'm not talking only about Barcelona alone, La Liga as well. They built the entire La Liga around Messi and previously around Ronaldo as well. Ronaldo has left. Messi's about to leave. Who are you going to build a La Liga around? You've got a strong Premier League, and God forbid Messi joins the Premier League.
You are finished.
You are. See, I don't know what they will do. Who are you going to market the La Liga with? And so hopefully somebody else will come through. We saw Ronaldinho. He left. Messi came through. When Messi leaves at the end of the season, what happens? But it'll be interesting. I want to see what his body language is going to be.
Good. That's the part I was coming to, George. Now this interview he's granted. Look, every line is a punch.
Yeah.
He's basically said the club are not serious.
He didn't hold back at all.
Yeah, he said the club have not had a project for a long time. And that he literally said that they are just papering over the cracks.
Actually mentioned the club, president.
Yeah.
Maria Batomi.
He said he had told the president many times this season that prior to this season and during this season that he wanted to go. He had been given the assurance that yes, he could go, and that the man had basically lied to him.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about more structural issues. He says that the club is in dire straits, and he tore the entire system apart. What does that do to the dressing room?
That's a lot of things. The good thing is that I'm not sure there's a player in the dressing room who can stand up to Lionel Messi, but there are people perhaps in the board who can stand up to Lionel Messi.
Okay.
There's a coach who can stand up to Lionel Messi. So it'll be interesting how this goes. Messi has demonstrated, and everything that has happened is massive evidence that if you touch that guy, you are touching the soul of the whole Catalonia. You are touching everybody. You are disturbing world football. You are causing waves here and there. Now Messi has the power. Even though they would love to subdue those powers, I think they will fail at it. Because after Messi, with all the confidence doing this interview, granted this interview, he will definitely call the shots.
Yeah.
And Ronald Koeman knows that, look, if you joke again, I'm going again. We'll start the 700 thing. I can still do whatever I'm going to do. So he's still going to, have a bit of influence on the dressing room. Are you going to still make him the captain? Because he said he doesn't believe in this whole project. This whole thing is some joke. And he wanted to go, and you guys have made him stay because of those 700 million. So I don't even believe in this whole project. It's only good to say, then you don't be the captain. Let someone who believes in the new project. But can you tell the man that don't be the captain?
Those are the things that will divide the club.
Yes.
Because you see,
they're in trouble keeping Messi.
The captain's unbound for Messi, and the fans will be displeased.
Yes.
You have a situation where Koeman reads his body language and thinks that he's not committed to the project, and so he's going to put him on the bench. And in a game where Barca is losing, Messi is on the bench.
I think 90% of me thinks Messi will be committed for too many reasons. He needs to justify himself to everybody, not even to his potential club next season. He needs to show everybody that this is why he is the heart and soul of Barcelona.
Well,
you get what I mean?
But
I pray that.
And I'm even predicting that he may have one of his best seasons ever.
He could.
I pray all of that happens. But if he begins to bump heads, not necessarily bump heads, but he finds himself in a situation because Koeman could also be thinking long term that look, if Messi is going to leave and I have a young player who is capable of replacing him, why don't I start investing in that young player, game time in that young player? Okay, if you start sacrificing Messi for that young player, you know the situation he creates. You know, Messi is very popular with the fans. You can't have Messi on the bench when Barca is losing. You know, so I mean, it will be interesting for Barcelona, for La Liga. Charlie, I'll be keeping an eye on that league.
See, Gary, on that point, that you said, look, he has to prove somehow it's true, but on the other hand, he's got over 600 goals. He's won the trophies he wants to win. He's done it. He's done everything. He's done everything. And there's a side of Messi that could say, I mean, what's up? I mean,
okay, so I've seen a statement from Messi. He says, I'll continue at Barcelona and my attitude won't change, no matter how much I have wanted to go. I thought my time in Barcelona was over. Sadly, I always wanted to finish my career here.
Sadly.
Okay.
So we'll keep it that way. It's Friday, so we'll have to go and jam. Weekend warmer. So we'll just go and warm.
Weekend warmer. Yeah, I got it right.
Yeah, we have to go and
warm. Weekend warmer
on
Friday's open house party on Saturday.
DJ Black.
Which one do we hear, the helicopter or the gun?
Both. But DJ Black's programs, all of them have guns.
Hey, that guy with the what be name? What's the guy? Hey, the guy can give shout out to like.
Yeah, he has a list. He comes
45.
He's on his phone, so he goes through.
And he's going through 45. You know, DJ Black, this guy.
He beats all the chickens at Kofodia.
Zenzima. Anyway, so many thanks, guys. Next week will be we'll be having something next week, Friday. We'll tell you about it during the week. You know, something special. And then next 2 weeks, you may not hear First Take in this form again. So keep an ear out. We are shuffling things at Joy FM.
Also very important, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. We forgot.
Kwame Eugene song.
Kwame Eugene. Rockstar.
So tomorrow,
VGMA artist.
Tomorrow, Kwame Eugene will be our guest.
This week is a fantastic week. From Buckless Awards to VGMA.
So Kwame Eugene will be here tomorrow to play FIFA 20 with us. It's the second edition of the Joy Sports FIFA Face Off. And tomorrow he'll be facing off with the popular content creator Kojo Sheldon. The great thing is that we'll be streaming it live across all our social media platforms. So they are going to have a best of 5, which means that they are going to play 5 games. And then the person who wins the most number of games out of the 5 is the winner. It's hugely popular and it's sponsored tomorrow by Day by Day Men's Cosmetics. Day by Day Men's Cosmetics. Yes. So they'll be sponsoring it. Broadcast starts at 2 p.m. on Joy Sports GH on Twitter and Facebook as we grow our esports community. So, Kwame Eugene will be here tomorrow and he says... That's what he says, and I also say.
If you go sing, bro, forget live band.
So that's what he says, and that's what all of us say today. Bye bye, and have a good Friday. Coming up next, though, is Mr. Smooth, our radio drama. Mr. Smooth. Did you listen to yesterday's edition? They were slapping people. Trust me. So Mr. Smooth, after that, then we go to the Labadi Beach Hotel for their social distancing edition of the Weekend Warm-Up. Bye-bye.